In this video we will go through the solution of assignment number 1. So we'll take first question. So the first question is find out the degree of freedom of a space frame. So the question is considering the axial deformations, okay, the degree of freedom in the rigid jointed space frame. Okay, so finally you have to find what is the degree of freedom of the given space frame. Okay, the frame is the rigid jointed space frame. So as we know, at each point or each joints in the rigid jointed space frame, we will be having 6 degree of freedom. Okay, 3 translation and 3 rotation is possible. So this joint again 6, and this joint 6, and this joint 6. And here we have fixed support. So fully restrained, no movement is possible. And here also 0 degree of freedom, and here also 0 degree of freedom. And here we have a pin joints, so all the 3 translations are arrested, but 3 rotation is possible, rotation about x axis, y axis and z axis. So here at support D we have a 3 degree of freedom, so those degree of freedoms are 3 rotations. Okay, so we have x axis and y axis and z axis. So it is a space frame. So the total degree of freedom is 6 into 4 and plus 3. So your answer will be 27. By considering the deformations, we have total 27 degree of freedom in this structure. Okay, so your answer will be your answer will be option C. Okay, answer will be option C, 27. So this is your answer. Okay. Okay, the next question. Okay. So the question is comment on the given structure. So a 2D truss is given. A 2D truss is given. Okay. Comment on the given structure. Let us see the options. Okay. The given system is over rigid, under rigid, or just rigid. One option regarding the stability, unstable. So let us see the structure. If you look at the external support condition, we have 3 reactions at the support 2 and 1. And if we find out the external static indeterminacy of this truss, we will be getting 3 minus 3, 0. That means it is externally determinate and also externally stable, because we have 3 reactions, so this 2D structure will be stable. So let us see what about what is the internal static indeterminacy. So that is for a 2D truss that is given by m minus of 2j minus 3, where m is the number of members, and let us count the number of members: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. And if you see the number of joints, we have so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So we have 7 joints and, and 11 members. So we can find out 11 minus 2j, 14 minus 3 equal to 0. That means external determinacy is 0 and internal static indeterminacy also 0. That means if you look at the external support condition, we have just minimum number of reaction, which is 3. And if you see the internal indeterminacy of this frame, so we have just minimum number of members, we have just 11 number of members, which is a minimum number required for the internal stability of the structure. So this question, the answer will be the given system is just rigid. The given system is just rigid. So this structure is statically determinate and stable, or in other words you can say this system is just rigid. So it is not over rigid. Over rigid means m is more than 2j minus 3. Under rigid means m is less than 2j minus 3. And this truss is stable truss, because we have externally we have 3 reactions, and internally, or if you look at the arrangement of members, we are getting a triangular form. So basically it is a stable form. So this cannot be the option. So final answer will be the given system is just rigid. Okay, the just rigid means you can say this is the meaning. If you look at the external if you look at the arrangement of members or number of members, if m is just equal to 2j minus 3, you can say this is just rigid structure. Okay, this 2j minus 3, that is a number of members, minimum number of members required in the truss for the internal stability. Okay, so let us take the question number 3. So again same question, comment on the given structure. A truss is given, it is a 2D truss. Okay, so it is a 2D truss. So we have to comment on indeterminacy or stability of the structure. So the procedure, first we look at the external condition. External static indeterminacy, here we have a pin support, 2 reactions, and here we have a roller support, and roller support always will have one reaction perpendicular to the surface. Okay, so 3 minus 3, so external indeterminacy is 0, and externally this truss is stable also. So if you look at the internal static indeterminacy, so m minus 2j minus 3, and here we have number of members 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So we have 9 members, and number of joints 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So 2 into j, so 2 into 6 minus 3, so internally 0. So the total static indeterminacy of this truss is 0. So you can say this is a determinate truss. Okay, and if you want to give a comment on stability of the truss, the first thing is you can see indeterminacy is 0, so probably this truss may be stable. So again, if you look at the you have to verify the stability of the structure. You have to verify by you have to do a physical verification. Okay, not by looking at the indeterminacy value. If you look at the arrangement of the truss, you will find that you can find a triangular form. So this structure is going to be statically determinate and stable. So the option A is the correct answer. Okay. So we'll take question number 4. Okay. So again same question, comment on the degree of static indeterminacy and stability of the truss. This is the question which is I have just modified the previous question. Okay, and here if you see, the first you look at the external condition. So again 3 minus 3 0. Okay, so externally the truss is stable and externally it is determinate also. And if you see the internal static indeterminacy, that is m minus of 2j minus 3. Okay, and number of members, so 1, 2, 3, 4, this is one member, 5, it is another member, 6. Okay, 7, 8 and 9. So we have 9 members. The number of joints 6. So internal static indeterminacy is 9 minus 9. So this is 0. Okay, and total static indeterminacy of the structure, that is nx plus ni. So that is 0 plus 0. So 0. So this truss is statically determinate. Okay, if you uh, look at the options, so this is a determinate. Okay, here also we have determinate, because these two can be the answer, but so we have to see the stability of the truss. Okay, and the stability means if you look at the determinacy, it is determinate, and always you should remember the determinate structure does not mean that it will be stable always. Okay, to comment on the stability, you have to see the arrangement of the members. Okay, and if you see this part, okay, this part we have sufficient number of members, but if you look at this part, there is no diagonal members in this. Okay, so that means it cannot keep this geometry. There can be some geometrical distortion if there is some load acting in the frame. Okay, so that means there is actually one member missing. So this kind of form is internally unstable. So that is why your answer will be the truss is determinate, okay, and it is unstable. Okay, it is not stable, it is unstable. Is what type of instability we have? Externally stable, okay, because if we have three reactions, external reaction, the probably that structure may be externally stable, okay, and internally it is unstable. So the option is determinate and unstable, okay. So we'll take next question. So again you have to comment on the structure. So we have a 2D truss. So external static indeterminacy, that is, so we have three reactions and three equations. So externally it is determinate and stable. Internal static indeterminacy, that is m minus of 2j minus 3. So the number of members 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. This is a one member 8 and it is another member 9. Okay, this is only two members, this is not a joint. So again here 10 and 11. So we have 11 number of members. And if you see the number of joints, that is 6 joints we have. 2 into 6 minus 3, that is 11 minus 9. So this one is 2. So the total static indeterminacy will be nx plus ni, so that is 2. That means this structure is statically indeterminate. So in terms of indeterminate, determinate, you won't get, there is no option at all. So this is statically determinate and stable. So this structure is not statically determinate. It is stable structure but not statically determinate. So this cannot be the answer. The options are in terms of over rigid, under rigid and just rigid. So you can say, you see the condition m is more than 2j minus 3. So here what is this number 2? So the number 2, this indeterminacy is due to, it is coming from internal static indeterminacy. That means this indeterminacy is due to more number of members, we have more number of internal forces. Okay, that means we have provided two members extra than minimum number required. Okay, so that means m is more than 2j minus 3 if you see this equation, and if this is the condition, that means the structure is over rigid. Okay, your structure is over rigid. So your answer will be option A. Okay, the given system is over rigid. So you be careful while counting the number of members and number of joints. Okay, this is not a joint. This is not a, if it is a joint in the structure, this can be joint. So in that case, it will give like this. Okay, so you see question carefully. Okay. Okay, let us take the next question. Find the degree of freedom of the given building frame. Ignore the axial deformation of all members. So a building frame is given 2D frame. Find out the degree of freedom of the structure ignoring the axial deformation. Okay, it is also a simple question. So if you see the structure, this is a fixed joint, so all the movements are arrested, so no degree of freedom is possible. And here also we have 0, and here also we have 0, and here also we have 0. And if you see this joint, okay, let us start from top floor. If you see this joint, this can rotate. The rotation will be there, and one rotation will be here, and one will be here, and one will be here. And this entire floor level, one horizontal movement is possible. Okay, at each column top, okay, will move, there will be some movement in this direction, okay, at all the column top. Okay, but the thing is, all this displacement of the column top will be equal in magnitude, so that your column, so that your beam length of the beam will not change. That is the condition given in the question. you have to find out the degree of freedom by assuming there is no actual deformation in the members. Okay, that is why we will be counting each floor level. You will be having one horizontal displacement as unknowns. Okay, it does not mean that only this column is moving, all the columns are displacing in this direction, but the thing is all will be having same magnitude. Okay, that is why we are counting the degree of freedom, means we are counting the unknowns. Okay, that is why I am showing only one. And for this floor level again we'll be having one rotations and one horizontal displacement. So this floor level also same thing, at each joint we'll be having one rotation as unknowns, and okay, and there will be one horizontal displacement. Okay, there will be again here also same thing. Okay, and if you see this structure again, so each this joint, okay, you take all the joint, there won't be any vertical displacement at all. Okay, all vertical displacement will be zero. Again same thing, because the bottom end is fixed to the ground, so this point is not moving. That means all the joint you have to take, the vertical displacement is zero, because in the question is already given all the column length, you have to neglect the actual deformation of the columns. Okay, that is why there won't be any vertical displacement at all the joints. So these are the all the possible degree of freedom, and if you count you will be getting 4 this floor level, and another floor 4 will be here, and another 4 will be here, and another 4 will be here. Sorry, so there will be 5. Okay, for rotation and 1 translation. So the total degree of freedom will be, the answer will be 20. Okay, this is your answer. Total degree of freedom for this structure by neglecting the axial deformation will be 20. So, okay, we will take next question. I think it is the last question. Determine the degree of freedom of the given truss if, it's very important. Okay, very, so you have to read the question very carefully. So only that is a difficult part of this question. Okay, so we will make mistake if you did not read the question correctly. Okay, so let us see the question. Determine the degree of freedom of the given truss. This is the important part. If members are axially rigid, okay, that is the given condition. Then what is the degree of freedom of the truss? Okay, so you know it is a two-dimensional truss or plane truss, and in generally we'll be saying at each joint can move. There can be some horizontal displacement, there can be some vertical displacement, provided there is no fixity at that joint. There is no connection like this. If there is a pin joint, then this movement is not possible. But if you take any free joint like this B or D, there can be some vertical movement and there can be some horizontal movement. Okay, so these things will be there in general, but in this question it is given that if the members are axially rigid. So axially rigid, so the what is the meaning? Axially rigid. Okay, you can say that the rigid means there won't be any deformation at all. If you see that Young's modulus value, you can take it as infinity. That is the meaning of axially rigid. So suppose if you take this structure, there is some vertical movement, there is some horizontal movement. Okay, that means once it deformed, your truss may take this position. Okay, your truss may take this position. Okay, so this point B has moved to this point, so that means the length of these members has changed. There will be some axial deformation in the member. The length of AB, initially there may be some length, after deformation the length may increase or length may decrease. That means there is some change in length, or there is some axial deformation, delta PL by AE. But in this, if your members are actually rigid, your Young's modulus is infinity. That means delta will tend to Young's E value tend to infinity, so delta will tend to 0. Okay, so that means this position of B won't be changing. That means if the members are actually rigid, there won't be any vertical displacement and there won't be any horizontal displacement. So the meaning of having a horizontal vertical displacement means the physical effect. What is the physical effect to the members? Length of the members are changing. Okay, because the position of A is not changing, and position of B is going to somewhere else. That means there will be some change in length. The change can be, there can be some increase or there can be some decrease. If members are actually rigid, so any kind of movement will not be possible. And anyway, you can say that physically there will be some deformation. You cannot say that in the reality all the numbers are not actually rigid. There will be some deformation, but in this question it is given that numbers are actually rigid. That means there is no degree of freedom even though we have a free joint. There is no degree of freedom at all. Okay, so the final answer, the degree of freedom for the for this truss, okay, that is 0. Okay, so the answer will be option D. Okay, the answer will be 0. Option D will be the answer. Okay, thank you.